YouTube 22K, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're here again. A channel update. How are we? How have we all been? It's been a while, I think, since you've seen me on camera. Done a few unboxings, the old Nintendo stuff, the old Switch. So yeah, we'll get right into that, I think. But actually, hold your horses. As always, plenty of retro here, guys. Plenty of Nintendo, plenty of retro. Only retro, other than the Switch stuff, which is Nintendo. Events. Right, need to get the events done. So, how we currently stand with events is there are none now, I believe, up until September. There may be some smaller, like indie ones around, but the sort of bigger ones, replay event ones, they don't start until September. They kind of had the summer off. I think I mentioned that before. I think it was Scott, Marathon Gamer. He was kind of like asking, "Oh, what's going on where?" and let me know and this, that, and the other. So I thought, you know what, I'm due to do a video anyway. I thought I'll just list the ones that I'll be stalling at essentially. So. I'll put links down below, but you can all find these. These are not difficult to find with a search. So as I mentioned before, Milton Keynes is the one that's in September. That's on the 14th, September the 14th. It's in a shopping centre. I have no idea where it is at all at the minute. It's still a ways off. Still, you know, over like 2 months nearly. So we'll be stalling that one. It'll just be Fob and myself. Daz is fucking gallivanting off somewhere. And then after that, after September, getting to October is really busy, like really busy, ridiculously busy. So you've got, and I can't remember the exact dates, but there's Dana's event on the 27th, which is towards the end of the month. You've then got Nottingham, and you've got Cardiff, all within that same October, and you've got Play Expo Blackpool. So there's loads to go out, and then towards the end of the year, there's London in November. And contrary to what I said, so ignore me what I've been saying, I believe that the London one in November is still going to be at the Russell Square Hotel. So those are still the same. So like I say, after this sort of summer hiatus break, and you get one in September, then October, they start to come thick and fast, so to speak. So yeah, anyway, let's say plenty of events to go at. I thought better put them out there for people that might be interested. I mean, Cardiff we've never been to before, so I have no idea. I think it happened once. I think someone said it's been on once, but again, I can't speak to Cardiff. The others, Milton Keynes, I remember storing that with Rob at a completely different place. It was okay. This one, on paper, it does look very interesting. It's in like a public shopping centre essentially, so you know. Not done that before. It's always been in enclosed kind of events, rooms, spaces, halls. So yeah, there's a myriad of different stuff here, guys, all retro related except for these two things, and I'm just going to briefly cover these. So first up is the Nintendo World Championship NES edition. Did an unboxing on this one, briefly played it. I haven't played it since that video because I've been trying to work through Luigi's Mansion 2. You know, I don't go hammering these games like fucking 24/7 and blast through. I just play a couple of hours each night, and that's all I've been doing. And I didn't want to sort of jump into that one because then I wouldn't go back to that one. And I know we're probably all a little bit similar to that. So yeah, I know I always say, oh, I'm retro, and then I show fucking Switch stuff. But just for people that might be interested, that's where I'm at. Essentially with that World Championship. So don't go asking me what level I got to because I haven't played it since that video, and I did really enjoy it. I must admit, I quite liked the sort of way it just sort of broke the games down into sort of like mini trophies, mini accomplishment, mini achievements, if you like. It gives a different dimension to some of the games. I wouldn't be surprised if they did a volume 2, you know, and they started looking at the back catalogue and started chopping it up in that way. And I can't remember who said it was. It might have been the K-Li Gamer. Oh, hello, it's the K-Li Gamer. I think it was him. It'd be something that he would say. Nintendo reselling you the same shit year after year. And he's probably right. He's probably right. But they do have a knack The way that they can do that is fucking so clever, the marketing. But anyway, look, we're going to get to some proper retro now. It has been a while, I know. I've got some hardware, you can probably see it, so I'll probably start with that and finish on some of the software. So first up, again, these have come from, where's this come from? This has come from eBay. I bought a mixed lot, a bundle, a job lot, whatever you want to call it. All like broken or not working or whatever. It's a bit of Atari, a bit of PlayStation, a bit of everything essentially. But in that was this little holder, and at first I thought it was just a bit of old, because the pictures weren't great. I thought it was just a bit of crappy plastic, but it's an official Atari sort of eject thing. It comes from games, loose cards. You put your card in there and you press that button and it kicks it out. Yeah, it's made for a loose card, but I thought that's quite unusual. It's quite different. Atari branded. I can't speak to it. I don't really know much of anything. I mean, it looks quite bland. Yeah, very typical of the 80s back then. So if anyone's got one of these, let me know. But equally, there's a little bit, I don't know if it's broken this side because it looks like it should be filled in there, but I've looked. There's no obvious breakages or anything that's missing, so I don't know. But I thought, you know what? More shit. Oh shit, I've literally got no room down here either, because I'm still sorting out and cleaning, testing all stuff for all the show. So it's just a fucking bomb site. It really is. Is it getting depressing? Not really. Is it getting annoying? Hell yes. And it invokes that thing that we've all got where we just need more space. Well, some of us do, because we're basically borderline hoarders. And that's kind of where I'm at the minute. It'd be all right once I sort of start getting things priced up and boxed up and moved out of the way. I'll end up with a bit of breathing space then, but it can get a little bit on top. I'm not going to lie. And I bought loads of job lots from Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that. I've not been to car boot for, it's got to be, COVID's been 4 years, so way before that, so like 5-6 years maybe. Do I miss it? To be honest, the last couple of times I was going, it was just getting thinner and thinner on the ground, and back then it was more Xbox 360. People would fucking love that now, wouldn't they? And PS3 and stuff like that. So it wasn't really jiving with me too much, and I was getting to that point where I was just buying stuff for the sake of buying it, just justify going. Those that probably go to car boots know. Look, I'm not saying there's nothing out there, because everyone just said to me, "Oh, nothing," and I used to find stuff, but I think the collection and the collecting has moved on a little bit from then. You know, there was a lot of stuff, and what the car boots were really good for was like filling in those gaps of your collection. Well, I don't really need to do that now, and I've mentioned that before. You know, my collection is quite complete in a lot of sense. It's more just enhancing and filling certain bits that I'm missing. But then, having said that, I'm doing a lot of markets, but to be honest, I don't really think I'm missing out on anything. I could be wrong. Got my mate who goes, Ryan, and he's basically said it ain't been great. People have said it ain't been great. I ain't spoke to Lewis in a while. Lewis always finds stuff though. Lewis has got the knack. He's got the eye. But yeah, I mean, maybe one day I might go back. I don't know. To be honest, I could do with getting back on a bike, get loose some fucking weight. So it'd probably give me a real good excuse to do it. But at the minute, no, there's a lot more going on. And I say, you know, I've not been doing too well. Not been doing too bad in that respect. So, James, Retro Import Gamer, I mentioned this particular. I showed a variation of this in the last sort of, you know, this is a crap I bought video, and it kind of inspired him to go and spend money that he ain't got on stuff he don't need. But he did. He went to AliExpress and he bought some shells, some replacement shells, and I'll put a link down to his video. Really great watch. James is an awesome channel anyway. Proper retro kind of content. Just a normal guy, man. And speaking of normal guys, I don't know if he's watched. I'll tag him. You might not watch, but Kev over Access Area 6. He put a video up a week or so ago now. He weren't great. He had the old Rona, and the video's disappeared. So I was going to leave another comment on another video, but I thought, well, maybe he ain't been very well. And I know he's getting a lot of trolls. I mean, the guy's over like 35,000 subs. It's just phenomenal. I mentioned that in the previous vid, just how the YouTube algorithms worked. And fair play to him, man. He just keeps it real. He ain't begging for any money. He's not a fucking simp. He's not shilling. He's just making his videos. But it still makes me laugh when I read the comments where people are going, it's just another normal guy sitting down talking about retro. What a breath of fresh air. And I'm thinking, come into our world, come into our proper community, not the fucking shills that are in this community, the proper people. And that's all that we do. And it just makes me wonder, you know, again, I'm reiterating what's in the video, but the larger percentage of people on YouTube probably just don't see any of us. They don't see any of us because it's all the same shit is being pushed out to them. And fair play to Kev, man. He's broke through those ranks and people are like, oh my God, this is a revelation. It's back how YouTube used to be. And that's what I've always said. You know, you get these people over editing, always asking for money, always want you fucking this, that, and the other, always on the beg and borrow. And they're saying it's a breath of fresh air. That's the content that I watch all the time. But anyway, having said that, like I say, if you are watching, mate, I hope you're on the mend, brother. He was supposed to be at the Knox Video Game Expo, which I couldn't attend. Gutted. Both Fob and Daz were gallivanting off on their holidays. So that was a no-go. It would have been nice to have done that one again. Although 2 days, I don't know, 2-day events don't really tend to gel too well from a sort of seller perspective, especially not on the Sunday. But it looked like a great event, looked like it was well attended, you know, and I think Kev was supposed to go there and see Goldtooth and hang out with Goldtooth. I think he's put the Rona on. He didn't want to go and see Goldtooth. He didn't want to go and see old Rodders. That's what it was. But no, his son was there by all accounts. So, like I say, Kev, I hope you're feeling better, brother, and hope to see you back on the tubes soon. Anyway, going back to James, Retro Import Gamer. Awesome guy, awesome channel. Did some unboxings, bought some shells off of AliExpress. And I mentioned to him, I said, I've bought another one. I've got hold of another one. So the guy I've been buying a lot of the sort of hardware from, he dug out another PlayStation. This time a sort of blue, aqua transparent, translucent blue. Probably looks a little bit worse for wear than the clear one because of just the plastic. And like I say, these are getting for 30 years old. I did have to swap out some of the bits because obviously they've been in this shed. The back was a little bit rusted, the plate and stuff, so I've had to swap it over. I may have to swap the motherboard over in this one as well. I'll just see. It's working all right at the minute. It's not perfect, but you know, he offered me, he said, look, you bought the last one. I think it cost me £5 and £3 postage. And I was like, yeah, just do it. So I do believe these are generic cases. I'm not going to bore everyone to death, but there are different models of the PlayStation one. You probably know they've got ones that got the sort of expansion port and then ones that haven't and stuff like that. So I think this is quite a generic case. I could probably swap any board into it. But yeah, it's just a blast from the past, isn't it? But I am very tempted when I get some pennies and stop spending money to do what James did. And I think I did mention that I was going to recase my RGB N64 and stuff. And I think it's a good idea. It just distinguishes them because they're not standard consoles. So they don't need to have a standard case. But anyway, that was that. From a charity shop weeks ago now, managed to bag this. One of the sort of variants, I suppose. I did have an empty box of this, and it was knackered. It was knackered. So this is really the first sort of proper one I've ever had, and it's the PS1, the PS1 111. Lovely little machines these are, really are. The only problem I've got with this, I've got no inserts. So if anyone's got a smashed up box for a PS1, I just need a sort of, and I know you can get them third party, but I mean they're not fucking cheap, man. So all I've got it all at the minute is it all just rattling around inside. I mean, I think it's literally a couple of bits of cardboard. I could probably make them, but if anyone's got one, you know, they've got like a dinked up box that they don't need or don't want, I only really want the inserts, let me know, hit me up. But yeah, cracking little machines, especially when you get the screens on them. On these, they do really look really nice. And this box is not in bad condition at all. Quite happy with that. I think I've got that and a couple of like no mark games You know, you usually follow like a Tomb Raider and stuff like that. Nothing amazing. I think that was 25 quid. So I was like, done. I said 20 quid, she said 25. They always do that. Whatever I say, they had a fiver on. So I'm not going to do the whole, oh, but it was for charity, because honestly, as much as I love the charity shops, and I do love the charity shops, I don't believe in the charity shops like some people do. Oh, it goes to charity. No, it don't. It goes to some fucking big CEO who's on about fucking 500k a year. It's bollocks. Don't start on charity shops anyway. We're not having a rant. We're not a rant video. I'm going to steer clear of rants today. What we on? 15 minutes. Jesus Christ. Okay. Next up, PS1. PS1. The mighty PS1. The mighty PS1. This game had been on my radar, you know, for yonks. I always was always holding out hope that I'd find the second one at the car boot like I did the first one. And it's obviously not going to happen now, realistically. Maybe a charity shop, but probably not. Probably not either. The world's getting a smaller place. Let's just say that, and we know that because everyone checks everything. A little bit naughty. This not naughty really. It was inspirational. I'm not. I've mentioned this group before. The CX Retro Watch on Facebook. There's no fucking retro about it. They're all fucking. It's Xbox, and I have a fucking rant, and I love it because I just wind them all up. But a guy in there put a picture. It's meant to be, and the idea of it, and I think I mentioned this before, is actually sound. I like the idea of it where there's people all over the country, and someone goes, "Oh, because is anyone near the Sheffield CX? Can they go and check this game?" More so before it was like boxed and manual with no manual. But can someone go and check the quality? And it's obviously meant to be about retro. But there's a fucking Xbox 360 in there, which, okay, you can sort of argue a little bit. But there's people putting fucking Xbox One shit on there. It's all basically, it's anything now to do with CEX. It's starting slowly to turn into a fucking 360 group. But anyway, that's by the by. Some guy actually put this on there and said, oh, this game's going back to X shop because the manual had been defiled. And I thought, shit, you know, I should go and check that game because I haven't checked the price of that game for ages. Yeah, especially not since CX did the box with manual and stuff like that. So I went there and he only had one box with manual. And obviously I did all right at London, so I had a little bit of money. I thought, you know what, let's just treat ourselves. And it's one off the list. I don't kind of, you know, I have to buy it once. I've mentioned you only have to buy it once before. So what we got, and honestly, this was, what was it? Was it 110? I think it was 110 quid. This, in this condition, box complete, is about 150 quid on eBay. So as soon as I did my little check, I was like, let's just grab it. If it's crap, I'll just take it back. It's come through. I just need to swap the case over. It's got a few cracks and it's a little bit grubby, but everything else is fine. Tombi 2. After all that, Tombi 2. Tombi 2. We do have Tombi. So Tombi 1, he says, which I can't find. Oh, can't find it. Tombi 1 I got from the car boot. But this is, yeah, a nice honest copy. I think someone had drew moustaches and stuff on the Tombi, on the one the guy was on about. But yeah, this just needs a case swap. Toys R Us Ocean, and I reckon that would have been pinball, true pinball. This was a true pinball case, because yeah, Toys R Us and Ocean, that would be a true pinball case. But yeah, Tombi 2, 110 quid for CX in nice condition. With me winnings from the market. We'll go to now. I'm going to finish off with them. So this is it's not normally my thing. So full disclosure. Too many of us to. Probably links into James, Retro Import Gamer, because I remember in the early days he was buying loads of like reproduction stuff, weren't he? Do you remember? He doesn't do that much now. So I said to him, I said, look, mate, all that money you're spending on reproduction stuff, yeah, they're only £10, £15. Just add them all up and buy some original that you really like. I don't know if he took that advice or not, but he don't buy much repro stuff. But anyway, this is not reproduction. This is kind of like a fan-made translation of an original game. Those on the Facebook groups will probably know about this guy and have probably seen this stuff over the years. I bought a few bits before from him for the same system, Saturn. So for Saturn, Should have said it's the Sega Saturn. Yes, it's not what you think. He does custom boxes and artwork for kind of like fan translated games or unreleased games, more fan translated. In this case, I think Dave Played Games Badly would like this. This is the Shining Force 3. It's the anthology, which we didn't get over here. It was a Japanese exclusive. But what the guy's name, should have mentioned that, is Ben Boyd. He does like custom boxes as well for the Saturn, for the Mega Drive, obviously Sega guy. But Ben did these again probably a couple of years back. Every so often he finds some stuff that he'd forgotten about. But yeah, these are all made by Ben. I mean, the quality on this is absolutely astounding. It really is. I mean, you'd think it is factory produced. I was going to say professionally, but I think he probably is in that area of work. I don't suppose, probably a graphic design or something. So what you end up with is, because you're going to be wondering, how do you fit all these in there? 'Cause it's 4 discs. Now, what Ben doesn't do is the actual discs. So you see these printed discs here. He doesn't do them. So I just got the box. It was just a box with this sort of gatefold style thing on there. And I looked around because I thought someone's got to do these on Etsy or something, you know. And there was one guy, I can't remember who he was now, Romania, I don't know, somewhere, and he wanted like a ridiculous amount of money, and he did the manuals for them and stuff like that, but all individually. And I was talking to him over Etsy because I obviously just wanted the discs, and it was coming out quite expensive. So I went back to Ben and just sort of said, "You don't know anybody who does just the discs?" He went, "Well, the only 2 people that used to do them years ago were these 2 people." So I just contacted the first guy. It's a French guy called Jonathan, and man, that guy's a legend. So didn't know me from fucking Adam at all. So I messaged him, said who I was, said what I got off Ben, knew his work, showed me some of the stuff that he'd done as well. Amazing. Again, all like they're not reproductions, they're just fan-made adaptations of Japanese stuff converted to English, like very akin to this. And he sort of, I said, look, Ben said you could do the discs. He said, yeah, I could do them. We had a little chat. And it cost me like 20 euros. I give him a couple of quid. It was cheaper than that, but I rounded up to 20 euros so he could get a beer. And he sent them over to me. So, yeah, I mean, like I say, not for everybody, but Dave, retrogamer Plays Badly, will probably like these. All translated into English, all play on your Saturn and stuff. So, yeah, well happy with that. Like I say, I'd put some links down below to go and buy yours, but Ben doesn't do that. He's not got an Etsy shop. But Ben Boyd on Facebook. "20 minutes. Right, next up, off of Facebook. That's off Galaxy Sega. Obviously, being Saturn. Well, it could be Retro Realm. This is off the Realm, Retro Realm. What was the guy? He was selling this game. That's how I noticed the post. And then he had a secondary post selling this as well. And I looked at this. I thought, oh, I'd be tempted by that. It is a little bit. It's been in the wars. It's been well read. It has seen a thumb. As our late great Co Jones would say. Yeah, he's deleted his channel again by all accounts. But we'll pay no mind to that, shall we, Daz? He'll be back. This has seen a few thumbs. It's seen a length of thumb. But when I looked on eBay at the price of these, it's American. It's for an American N64 game. I was like, Jesus Christ. This guy was, his price weren't too bad, but not for the condition. And then he lowered it, and then I sort of made him an offer. Sort of said we could do, I think it was 30 quid or 25 quid all in with postage, and he agreed. So what I've got, and again, I'm just a stickler for these. Am I going to use it? Probably not with the internet now. But it's the Prima's official strategy guide to Ogre Battle 64. So tactical RPG, for those that don't know. I actually bought this game. I've got the original game on there following Glenn Pant's video years and years ago. I was like, man, that looks good. And I got it. I can't remember. It was good. It was a good price, as we like to sort of say. Yet to play it in anger at all. Let's be honest. But it has seen. I don't know if you can notice that. There's a couple of pages at the back. I think it's like the armory and the beastery. They've they've come away a little bit. You can see, look, a little bit raggedy. But like, to be honest, it's a nice to have. It's a nice to have. Is it needed? No, not nowadays. Is it nice to have? Yes. And it just harks back to when I was a lad, and I was a lad once. Needs a bit of a clean and stuff. I've done nothing with it because I've just been fucking busy doing other stuff, unfortunately. But it just harks back to when you used to see these. You know, these were the things. Prima, again, like, you know, were one of the top guide producers. I think these were still going way into the 360 years, weren't they? I'm pretty sure. I'd say less common now. You tend to get those probably with a collector's edition and stuff like that. Right, 23. An upgrade. I upgraded a game I already had. It was battered. It didn't have a tray. The box had seen better days. I think I got it from the car boot or somewhere years ago. This was going, I wouldn't say cheap, but the price of this has gone up through the bloody roof. So I got this box and the tray for 30 quid. Oh no, I'm fucking stupid. It's not even a great game. It's Mario Paint. You could probably see my old one there, look. I'll show you my old one. So I paid 30 quid for this box. And it isn't really, I mean, the pictures were like all bleached out, so I think someone had overexposed it. But the box itself is really nice. This is my old box. Yeah, if you stuck it on the shelf, it'd probably look all right. But yeah, it seemed better days. Oh, it had the manual as well. So if anyone's after an empty box for Mario Paint, hit me up, do a trade or something like that, or if I like it, I'll send it you. But again, I look for empty boxes, and I thought, you know what? Actually, I look up there because that's where this lives. Like, that does need upgrading. I remember looking at it before, and it was bids. So I ended up winning it, and it had the tray. It's got like a polystyrene plasticky type tray in there. But I had all the other stuff: the mouse pad, the game instructions and stuff. So yeah, a little bit of an upgrade. Why not? Spending more than winning, honestly. Anything that I made from that show, or these shows, if I don't spend it there and then, it just gets pissed away eventually anyway. Because that's how it is. Right, let's do these. These have been on the shelf for ages, and I keep meaning to show these, and I should show these. So Steve Bailey, I know. No tea, no crumpets. Oh God, I forgot his bloody real name. Oh, he always talks about him. I know he buys a lot from Steve Bailey as well. He's a guy in Japan, buys and sells video games on Facebook, basically. Which I know there used to be a few people. My mate Steve Redraw 444 used to do that. Do miss Steve. I got some nice bits off Steve back in the day. God, I can't remember what the bloody guy's name is. No tea, no crumpets. It'll come to me. If I remember, I'll put it down at the bottom here. Anyway, Steve Bailey goes around Japan, picks up stuff, puts it on a group. Do you want to buy it? Really good prices, to be honest. You know, do you a bit of a deal if you get a bit of stuff together. Not massively discounted, I must admit. I still don't understand how his postage works, because he just seems to charge the same amount of postage if you buy one thing or 5 things. He didn't combine it. So anyway, by the by, these, he kept showing these every other couple of weeks. They kept missing out, and he kept saying, I'm going to get some more. And I looked into them because I thought, well, these look like newer reproductions of these old games, so they've got to be, you know, got to be everywhere. They're not. They're really not. And I was like a bit surprised, because he sort of said, yeah, I'll get some more when I'm out and about. Like, they're just fucking everywhere in Japan. And they're really not. Now, and again, looking back at them, I think they're probably from the early 2000s, the early noughties. I think so. They're not really. They're kind of vintage, the vintage retro of themselves, if that makes sense. So what I've got, and I haven't got the full sets of anything, because it's basically what he had, and I sort of picked and choose, because some of the ones weren't great. The compilations of Super Nintendo, Super Famicom games onto one cartridge. And you'll recognise the name of the company because it's called Retrobit. But they're called the Ginix Inc. 16-bit collection. There are some 8-bit ones as well. And they look like this. So you've got some absolute bowers on it. You've got Russian Beat 2, Firefighters, EDF, Super EDF, and I think that's, I can't remember what that one's called now. Some Atomic Blaster or something. I think it's quite sought after in America. But they're like, I mean, they're literally the Super Nintendo card. I'll show you one, because I'm not going to show you more, because you'll get bored. But I just thought they were like Chinese knockoffs, but they're not. They're actual, and they were of the time. They're all legit. Ginix. Yeah, I'll show you the back of this one. So that's what they look like. Super Nintendo cartridges, but the Ginix. So if you go to that Ginix, they're still doing stuff, but they don't sell these. These are not for sale. And I'm sure I looked, again, it's been a while, right? I'm sure when I looked at these, they're from the early noughties. So like I say, retro in and of themselves, or at least vintage. You get a little mail away thing there, and that's where you can find the manuals and stuff. But there's a whole slew of them. So let me just put that back in. So this is called the 16-bit collection by Ginix. This is the Jellico. They all are all numbered. This is volume 1. And then you've got an example here. This is the Athena Ginix 16-bit collection. This is volume 1. This is the only one I've got. So this has got, I think these are all Mahjong ones. But the killer on this one is Biometal. So anyone who knows Biometal will know it's got the, not salt and pepper. Oh, fucking hell. 2 Unlimited. Jesus Christ, dude. It had the 2 Unlimited soundtrack. I don't think the Japanese version has the 2 Unlimited soundtrack, though. I'm pretty sure that was only for the Western audience. But again, he weren't charging much for these. They were like 15 quid a pop or something. And I'd bought these over months. Which other ones did I get? I've got some of these. These are Culture Brains. So a couple of Culture Brain ones here. I've got volumes 2 and 3 of the Culture Brain collection. I think these are called China Kid or something like that. I think you've got a couple of beat 'em ups, Hyperversion. Again, not very expensive ones. One beat 'em up, yeah, a couple of beat 'em ups and stuff like that. I'll show you on the back. But again, all of the same ilk, and the cartridges all look the same. They're just like black. I'll show you. There's no variation from that end, other than what it says on it. So they're all, like I say, they're all quite uniform. As are the boxes. You know, the boxes are quite uniform. You know, it's that way inclined for it. The only thing is for Japanese sort of Super Famicom games, yeah, it's not very exciting, because normally it'd be like a lot more exciting from the artwork. But again, for the price, to actually, you know. And then I've got the Data East, or the Data East, if for normal people who speak like what I do. Again, volumes 1, 2, and 3 of these. So you've got volume 1 is got Fight History, Joe and Mac, and I can't remember what that one's called. I don't know what that guy is there. I don't know what that guy is there either. He looks like some Puyo Puyo type game. But the standout ones is Fighter's History and Joe and Mac. But again, like I said, there's nothing really else to show you other than that. Volume 2 has got... Volume 2, Stu. Volume 2 has got Fighter's History. I think that's the Fighter's History Dynamite. That one, oh God, I can't remember what that one's called. Platform, we've got Kid with Blue Hair. Oh, shit. Should have prepared for this better. Yeah, I can't remember. And a golf game. That bottom one's a golf game. But you'll see here. And then lastly, Joe and Mac 3. Some outs and Side Pocket. I didn't even know Side Pocket. And that's another Puyo Puyo one, that is. I didn't know Side Pocket, which is there, even got a Super Nintendo release. I always thought Side Pocket was a Mega Drive game only. We definitely didn't get Side Pocket here in the UK, in the PAL regions, on the Super NES. American guys, North American, did you get Side Pocket on the Super Nintendo? I don't know. 32 minutes, that is enough of me guys, thanks for watching. Like I say, I put some links down to those channels. Go and check them out. Please go and check them out. Give them a sub, because they are just normal people. They're not here to grift. No, we're not doing that. But go and check them out anyway. And like I say, I put the events down there. So if you are interested in any of those events, get planning towards the autumn, I suppose. And other than that, take it easy, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.